There we go. I had my mic muted the entire time, so I'll be giving live commentary here. I played this offline earlier today. Right after improving the Mutant Virus world record, I wanted to improve it even more. And so here we go. This is my first time watching the run back. I'm pretty excited for this. There isn't going to be much to say about level 1. I'm very, very comfortable with the 4 easy rooms in level 1. Level 2 has a great deal of variance, so we'll see how that went. Thank you, RCT. Thank you all. It's true, Zerk. Well, I mean, technically, it's not like I never beat level 4 in my life, DH. Like, I had played all the levels on emulator in practicing for this. Of course, this run is on my Mutant Virus cartridge. Yeah, I wouldn't have been going so seriously with runs like that on a game so long if I had just never played level 5 at all. I was gunning for it so hard because I believed I was ready to conquer level 5. And I just kept making mistakes in level 4. Fortunately, I'm familiar with just about every mistake I can make in level 4, and I was very, very focused on making sure nothing like that happened. So, like, there's this room, usually the second last room, where there's this fireball launcher, and I go to great lengths to make sure that I avoid that launcher. Very important. I don't think so, DW. I think shooting the virus is much better in general. Alright, so a slightly faster level 1, not much to say there. This level, the very beginning of level 2, even just this level has a lot of variance. Like, sometimes I take over territory right away here, and sometimes I get absolutely nothing and the virus just spreads around the entire room. In this case, as you can see, we got a good starting foothold. So this room should not take very long at all, as long as the virus doesn't spread out to the right, basically. And there it is! Nothing spread to the right at all. So that was extremely quick. That's way faster than average. So we take our countermeasure and head on to the next room. I like to think so, Jingle Bell. Perfect placement on the countermeasure. And now we gotta see how this part goes. Didn't get anything there. Okay, we're trying the close side first. I've learned to be very patient pushing forward in this room in particular, because it just doesn't seem to work to go any faster. So I was very patient. We got this little foothold in between the pillars, or whatever you call them. And so I try for in between the next two. No, I backed off. We're taking the outside first. We got in between those two pillars finally. I've had many runs where this room just goes extremely slowly. Subhype Spork, thank you so much for the Tier 2 26-month sub. Much appreciated. Another 2 Partner Plus points. Thank you so much, Spork. Enjoy the Mutant Virus run back. Okay, so I picked up the item. You can basically get that one whenever you want. And it looks like the room is done. Everything that's left is just sitting still. The one I played is called Life Genesis DW. I don't know if it was the exact same game or not, but it is, like, played exactly the same way. Like, the principles of expansion are exactly the same. I see all the same patterns in this game. It is definitely the same. I would be very curious to understand exactly what's happening when you shoot an enemy square, like, at the moment of impact, is the idea that that square has one extra dot on it or something like that? I honestly don't know. This part can be a little stubborn sometimes. We got the left, and oh, some other stuff came down and interfered, so it actually all dissipated. That's kind of funny. I think I would have rather they stayed, because they would have been blue and they might have been able to prevent anything else from spreading. Yeah, like, ultimately that's the principle, Jingle Bell. The subtleties are just little things that I picked up. But ultimately, that's what you need to know. You shoot a lot of stuff and it turns blue. Sometimes you'll see the blue stuff spread over the green stuff. Sometimes the green stuff will spread back over the blue stuff. There's a little give and take. Sometimes they just sort of both neutralize each other like a wall. And ultimately, the game changer is the fact that you can make shots to make the blue side stronger. And if you stand on top of the enemy virus for too long, you start to lose energy, which is shown in orange at the lower left. What is left? Oh yeah, there's that one. So yeah, you guys don't have to sit through any failed runs anymore. Countermeasure right there. Oh wow, we got the blue on the left right away. Let's see how the right works out. There it is, we got it. That's a really cool pattern, by the way, that, those dots that just sort of crawl along. You see that a lot. Even in this game, you see that pattern. They, like, create it on purpose many times. This is the room in level 2 with the most starting virus territory, I think. But it's all spread out, and very often it just sort of thins itself. Like you can see, for example, in the lower right, there's basically everything is just sitting still, and it's going to be really easy to take over. But yeah, we got into this room extremely early. You can see our time is really good right now. This is the last room of level 2. So if we get a quick completion, we could be way ahead. Unfortunately, everything, like, both sides are not really going anywhere right now. We're not really making huge progress. I'm trying both sides in the hope that one will just, like, break through really fast. But it's not happening. So we just continue pushing forward slowly and gradually. I chose to take the edges here. Oop! Dodge the fireball. So that's pretty much all of the left side. We're going to try and fight off the rest. Okay, I abandoned that. Back to the right. Yeah, both top corners are being really stubborn, so I decided to take the edges first. So this room probably could be faster. It could be a lot more cooperative. But as I say, there's a lot of variance in level 2, and we've already built up what looks like a significant lead. We have like this nice comfort zone, nice cushion. Right side is taken care of. And the left side is cooperating. It's just on the edge now. It looks like it'll be easy to take. And there it goes. That's it. Alright. That's level 2. So yeah, we're not more than a minute ahead, but still a nice cushion developing. Level 3 introduces the super shotgun, or the super gun, I should say. I'm thinking of Doom. Doom 2. I didn't actually change to the super gun here, which is why I was in danger there. We didn't actually take any damage. We didn't lose any energy bars, thankfully. From this point on, the most important thing is paying attention to the fireball launchers and avoiding any chance of a fireball preventing you from escaping its path. Yeah, I have the first and second runs on video, of course, but no point in showing them now, as we can just skip ahead to the fastest one. Which was kind of the whole point of me playing offline, but of course it helped that Wednesday is normally a day off for me. And I was very inspired to play again this afternoon and improve it even further. So we'll see how this run goes. Did I get sub 130? Was this a tiny improvement? Who knows? So yeah, everywhere I go from now on, it's always keeping in mind the position of myself relative to that launcher at the bottom. We're sort of directly in a diagonal path to it right now, but I was also far away enough and had a lot of open space that I could just avoid if we saw anything coming. I see that fireball coming. We dodged it. Oh yeah, I don't think I resolved the prediction. Congrats to the 2s. Definitely a 2s victory. Getting a little stymied here in the corner. There we go. Oh, hang on, it's not over yet. There we go. And this is the last section of the room. Second room of level 3. We move down to the lower right corner and get early safety. There's no launcher in this room, so since we start with empty space to hide in, this room is safe and straightforward. Also, once that bottom right corner is taken, the entire thing is single directional, so we'll just be pushing forward after we take these outside dots on the wall. We've lost a little bit of health, but nothing to worry about. We sure did, Trent. As you can see by the split timer, I already got 131.27. That was earlier today. And then I took like a 5-minute break, came back, and got this run. This part's being a little stubborn. There we go. And that should do it. There we go. So we're going to take the countermeasures here, leaving our supergun behind for the moment. Thank you so very much, Luca Jim. It was a real ordeal. Like, I genuinely feel a sense of accomplishment from conquering this challenge. There goes the first countermeasure, and we're going to use this one as well. There it goes. It's fine to take a death when we're not holding the supergun. I never actually checked how you gain extra lives. I always just assumed that it was like you get something like you get an extra life every time you beat a room or something. But I noticed that you don't get any extra lives in level 5. So I never actually verified whether it was like an extra life from every room or from like certain point junctures maybe, who knows. I bet Link knows though. It's just virtually never a factor because you can see like we have so many lives right now, it just it's not likely to matter. Thank you, Sackett. Thank you, Jingle Bell. Although, the first time I beat it, yesterday, I was down to my last life, and I knew I had to be super careful. Thank you so much, Sackett. This one was really an accomplishment to conquer. Yes, I am Zerk, that's right. Gonna try and take out all of these, even though there's an enemy launcher there. I don't know what to call that. Like, it's countermeasures when I put down a launcher. I don't know what to call the enemy spawn points. Man, Sackett, it is just the weirdest thing. The LA Kings are having this oddity right now. I think at home they have like 1 win, 2 losses, 2 overtime losses, something like that. You want to know what their road record is? 8 wins, 0 losses. That's like unheard of. A lot of weird things happening this season. There we go. That's the third room in level 3. They play better without the smog. I like taking the bottom here first, because you can see we can just sweep right across and take it all cleanly. Ugh. I'm getting surrounded there. There's another oddity, if you can call it that I've noticed that I'm very happy about. After 12 games, the Vancouver Canucks. This is I don't even know how to quantify this. Like, the Vancouver Canucks have scored 30 more goals than they have let in after 12 games. That means every game on average, they're outscoring their opponents by 2.5 goals. Over 12 games. I think in their last 3 games they've scored 21 goals. Like, they're just on fire. And San Jose got their first win. So yeah, this room has a tendency to be stubborn with the ending here, but I remember convincing myself... Oh, there's one dot left. There it goes. I remember convincing myself that it's better to just come in here and fight than it is to go get a countermeasure. I don't know for sure, but I like my route, and I stand by it. The 5th room of level 3. Again, no launchers in here, so it's going to be very straightforward as long as we get a safe start, which we did. But yeah, ultimately that description of this game is basically enough to understand what's going on at a level, you know, at the most basic level, which is all you need. You shoot stuff and it turns light blue is essentially all that you need to know. How it calculates what turns blue and where things expand is a little bit more elaborate, but it's not really necessary that you understand every little thing about it to get what's going on, basically. The supergun also can reflect off of walls, which is also very useful. The only time it's unfortunate is when we get a stray shot that goes away, and then we don't get to fire again until that shot dissipates, which takes, I don't know, like 3 full seconds, something like that. I haven't seen them play yet, Huda. I was expecting to see, like, a lot of Bedard highlights, but I haven't yet. I haven't been looking for them, but I haven't seen any recommended on YouTube or anything like that. Exactly, Aaron. I'm really looking forward to watching back the last 2 levels without the, you know, the onus of accurate gameplay on my mind at the same time. Yeah, you never know. I mean, he could, but not single-handedly, right? Like, the team needs something else right now. That much is obvious. Alright, on to the last room. Here's another example. I could have picked up that countermeasure and used it, because there's another supergun in this last room. And that was part of my route, but ultimately I decided not to do it because this room is just so easy to shoot out. I figured it would be faster if I just came here without waiting to pick up the countermeasure and then having to go to the middle of the room to get the supergun. And ultimately, it's not a big deal. Like, they're probably about the same decisions. But we did take a death there, so we are going to be taking the supergun regardless. And now, of course, we just have to be super careful we do not get hit by a fireball, because we're going to be right next to that launcher. So we avoid being horizontally next to it, and we avoid being diagonally below it. And of course, now we have the protection of these walls, as we... I wasn't sure which way I was going to go first, but we're going to finish the outside first. Oh, that's too bad, Aaron. But yeah, once you have intermediate understanding of this game, I feel like the first 3 levels become essentially easy to get through, and it really starts getting interesting in 4 and 5 because there's this extra constraint where if you take too long, the rooms will start flashing, and if you let them stay flashing for too long, the game will just say game over. Like, they're implying there's a reactor core breach, and if you don't stem the virus fast enough in that room, the room will be, like, set to overload or whatever, and the game will just say evacuate all personnel, and they don't let you continue. Well, I mean, you can continue from, I think, the start of the entire level, but they pull you out of the room you're playing in, and it's game over. I think you can continue from the start of the level. Anyway, that's level 3, and it looks like we gained a nice chunk of time here. I had almost 3 minutes, so we have a really nice cushion. Technically, we're on sub 130 pace. And this is the start of level 4. There is an enemy spawn point in the middle there, but we don't have enough countermeasures in this level to just go throwing them anywhere. So this room in particular, we're going to beat without countermeasures. Sometimes it takes a while, but that's what we got to do to manage our resources. Yeah, it gets very interesting, Zerk. I'm looking forward to watching it back, because, like, you know, now that I've beaten the game and I'm trying to improve my time, like, now is the time to go more aggressive, and I think you're going to see that in the upper leftmost room, like the leftmost room at the top. It's very tight quarters, and there's a launcher right in the center of the room. Well, you guys will see the inherent difficulties with that room. The entrance to this middle is slowing us down a bit here, and I'm not gaining any footholds in the very center there, but I just keep trying to shoot through the same way. Now taking the top edge. Basically, I want to take all the stragglers before we try and take out whatever the spawn point is spawning. We haven't taken any damage yet, that's good. Oop, missed the corner. There it is. Got everything on the bottom. Now we're aiming to take out the top. But again, the enemy launcher or spawn point is a bit of a wild card. We've almost got everything! But they keep coming. Now it's just that one at the top! We got it! It looks like we have 12 lives right now. Welcome, Link. Thank you so very much. This is the run back. I played this earlier today, immediately after the 131.27. This room, I lost so many runs on stream in this room that I just, like, I wrote multiple times in my notes for this game, like, watch out for the launcher in this room. Prioritize safety over everything else. One good thing I realized is that you see there's a lot of empty space at the top right, so basically we can, if we're panicking because a fireball is coming, we can just dart to the top right anytime. And I sort of have that in mind here. Like, you see I'm standing diagonally down and right from the launcher, so if it fires down and right and I panic, I can just fly forward and go straight through to the top right and it's safe. Also, nice chicken of the farm emotes, Link. That's awesome. So there we go. We darted through to the top right. I'm not stemming the flow to that entrance, so I choose to, oh, wait. Let's trying again. Okay, there we go. So now I'm, taking out the stuff at the top, but we don't want to go in there because we don't want to get trapped by a fireball. And now we can just go down here. We're safe from fireballs. I've never seen them get into this area, so I don't think they can. We're going to clean out this space and then go pick up the countermeasure, leaving the supergun behind momentarily. There we go. Thank you, thank you. That was a little bit off, but it's not a problem. Like, it's in a fine spot. That is, I put it there before, and it's totally fine. It's also worth noting, you can miss by quite a lot with one of these two countermeasures as long as the other one is perfect. And as I say, the one at the bottom is good enough. You can see it's covering everything right now, like that whole area. And then the second one, that was perfect placement. So we should be totally set there. We return to the left to get our supergun. But yeah, a big part of my confidence was completely rerouting level 5. I didn't like the way some things were happening, and I decided to look into if I could make it better or more reliable. And what I came up with just seems to work really, really well every time, so you'll see what that looks like. Now, that box with an X on it in the middle, in the very middle, on the right half of the board, is actually a fireball launcher, and it launches a fireball when you get close to it. So we're going to try to beat the entire room without actually getting close to that square. And that means basically it means we don't enter the right half. Sometimes if I'm feeling desperate, if I think there's like a straggler against the wall, I will dart through and take it out. Actually, it's I don't actually remember. It's possible that happens here. Yeah, it's not very different Link, but it's sort of... It started to centralize around the fact that I discovered that there's a super gun in level 5 that's permanent. You don't lose it when you lose a life. It's in the center room. And it's purple, like it looks like a shield, but when you pick it up, it's actually a super gun. Now, I didn't know this, but when I realized, I thought, that's the super gun I want. So I started a route that got that gun first. And what I discovered was that I just end up giving up that gun about a room or two later, and it's fine anyway. So it was a really, really interesting route change, and you'll see what it looks like. And there we go. We got everything on the right cleanly, and the countermeasures on the left work perfectly. On to the next room. So you can see that bottom middle room has already filled with viruses. Once every room has viruses in it, that's when rooms will start flashing, and you're basically on the clock to get to that room before it explodes, essentially. Ooh, I didn't select my countermeasure. There we go. That's pretty good placement. Okay, we took the top. The bottom could be an issue because oh, so there you see another room filled up with viruses. So it's just the one room left that hasn't filled up, and it will soon, and when it does, then they can start going critical. So yeah, we're not making any headway here. Oh, there we go. A lot of them dissipated. Three rooms left. Launcher in the center that we have to avoid when we're doing the middle half. I think I usually do the middle first, but this time I just chose to do the outside first. The idea behind doing the middle first is to be closer to the exit when you're done. But there's merit to doing the outside first as well, because you spend less time, like, basically right next to that launcher. It's a pretty dangerous spot to be in. A little bit of stubbornness in this corner. And there's the last room filling up with viruses, so... I actually don't know what the time limit is, Matt. I also don't know for sure if it's shorter on level 5 than it is on level 4. I felt like it was, but I'm not 100% certain. I haven't timed them. And I also don't know if that clock keeps running on room transitions or not. All I know is, whenever a room starts flashing, I try to get there really quickly, because if I don't, I'm just panicking that it's going to explode any second. I think you're right, Zerk. And as I say, it's a lot safer because we spend a little bit less time next to the launcher. Like, once we finish on the inside, we're just done, and we can choose our safe spot. So here we're going to take another countermeasure. Very useful to use this in the next room. And whoop. There, oh, there it is. Okay, that's perfect placement, so that's a really good sign. I'm gonna take a death on purpose here because my life is low. And I'm sort of in a dream scenario here. We have gotten through these levels fast enough, or these rooms fast enough, that I actually made it to the final room, or the final 2 rooms, without any flashing and going critical. So if I can just hurry up and take this, I think I'm gonna take a death here, yeah. If I can just hurry up and take this, like, the time save would be huge. Oh man, I'm not getting a safe foothold in the corner. There we go. There we go, we got it. Yeah, that's correct, Rick. So there's still another super gun in the, I think it's, yeah, the bottom middle room. So dying here would not be the end of the run, but of course I'm hoping to just finish this room. And you can see the bottom left room is still checkered. It's not in danger of going critical until it turns all green first. You can see it just turned all green. And I noticed that and I realized I might actually have enough time to finish this room before I go and take care of that one. And I'm just thinking, like, wouldn't that be amazing? Because I know in the last run I had to go back and forth a bit. So that's what I'm thinking about right now, and that's why I go really aggressively into these corners. I really want to finish this room before I have to leave. So we got the top middle there. Do not want to risk getting hit by a fireball there. So yeah, I'm looking... Oh, there's the fireball again. We gotta back off. I was like frames away from getting hit there on the ricochet. Again, there it comes again. So we have to back off again. And this is my opening. I go straight to another corner. And it's done. So what will be next? I'm thinking here I can aim for the bottom right, and I'm hoping that the bottom middle will just fall automatically, and it looks like it's happening. Yes, there it goes. I was ready to move away there, but we didn't have to. The number one thought going through my mind is always back away from fireballs coming your direction. So here I decide I'm going for it. We're going in. I have full energy here, so it wasn't an enormous risk. But I'm not getting a foothold. We've lost some energy. Oh, we've lost almost half our energy, but there is the corner. No, we're taking more. Oh, we're down to 3 bars. So yeah, I'm worried at this point, but I'm still very resolute to finish this room before I leave. And now the other one is flashing. And I made the decision. I said, there's not much left. I'm going to go for it. I think I have enough time. I'm ready to back to the right if the fireball comes towards us, but it didn't. Same thing here. I'm facing to the right, and it does come towards us this time. So now I have an opening, and I take it immediately. You can see the top right is, like, getting taken itself. So this is the dream scenario, guys. We've beaten every room other than the one below us, like, right when we entered it. And there's our opening to finish it off. So, 15 minutes before, when I made the next split in the previous run, and we only have 1 room left. It just started flashing critical. I'm pretty sure we're gonna make it. And I'm getting really excited by this point. I remember about the launcher on the right, that's the most important thing. We're down to our last bar of energy, but we have plenty of space, we can stay safe. And we also have plenty of time, because we no longer have to worry about a room that we're not in going critical. There aren't any of those left. Oh yeah, I decided to take the bottom because these things were approaching a little bit. So yeah, we're staying away from the launcher consciously, but I wanted to just take a foothold there at the very least. We've got so much time, there's no need to rush. And I don't remember if I take a death or not here, but if I do, we can just go to the right and pick up the spare super gun that I left behind. No problem. So that purple cylinder there is just a shield, and when you have the shield on... My intention was to take the shield and take a death, but then I remembered it takes a while for the shield to wear off. So I just said, okay, put the shield back, we're just gonna win and stay safe winning. Welcome, Code and Data. I did, this is it. This is the last room of level 4. And we're down to the enemy spawn point that I didn't have a countermeasure for. So sometimes these involve some luck. But again, because we were able to do every room first try, and because we got through the top left room so quickly, we have an enormous cushion of time right now, so we can afford to just be safe. And if it takes a while, it takes a while. Thank you so much, Code. To that last corner. I'm hesitant to go in there because I know they spawn all around there, and I only have one energy bar left. Ah, and we did get hit, but look at how little is left, so I make the decision to just fire without the super gun and hope for the best. There's so little left. I just decide we have to go for it like this. And hopefully it works out. The bottom just keeps respawning though. Oh, we've got the bottom. Let's go up top. They're respawning. There it is! And just like that, look at the lead. We're over 10 minutes ahead. We're on to level 5. So here I shot to have a blue dot there, but it got overtaken just before I left, so that room is no longer checkered. I was a little worried about that. I thought about going back and shooting it again, but in the end I decided against it. Figured it would be okay. So in the old route, we would come here and get the super gun that's sitting right there and go from there. But in going for the other super gun, I realized that I could just leave this one here, and that would be fine. And I think I pick it up later, actually. Actually, DBZ, I was surprised by that too, but I guess that last room took a while. I'll check the run counter later. But yeah, this is the room with the super gun that does not go away if you die. So that's pretty cool. And I have, what, 8 lives right now, so I'm feeling very confident at this point. We just have to, you know, stay careful, stay vigilant. But as I say, I do drop this gun in a room or two, and I feel like it's the right thing to do. It just works out with the countermeasures that I use. Yeah, I noticed by fluke link, I had a death at some point in one of my runs, and I suddenly noticed, like, I went to go get a super gun, and I'm like, wait a minute, I still have the super gun, what happened? It took me a while before I realized, first of all, that it was here, and secondly, that this one was not a shield, despite being purple, it's actually the super gun. But that was a nice discovery. Because at the very least, I don't have to be as careful in this room. Like, having 8 lives, we can just be aggressive and, you know, if we take a death, it just is not a big deal at all. So yeah, another enemy spawn point in the middle of this room, and this is another room where there's just something about it. We don't have to worry about getting a countermeasure for this. It just works out fine. I don't know exactly what it is. I guess it doesn't look like they spawn very often, and when they do, it doesn't look like they spawn very many dots. And there we go, it's done. In this room there are 2 dangerous launchers. But yeah, this is the next room, and I think I just leave the supergun behind in this room. With no fear. You've got me curious about how many runs I did, DBZ. I'll check the run counter after this. Welcome, BGB. Thank you for the good luck. So yeah, you can see at the top there and at the bottom here that where I'm standing is a safe spot. The fireballs won't get past the wall above me. And yeah, once we have an opening, I travel to the middle. We don't want to go across the bottom or top, so we use the middle to go from the bottom left to the top right. And it's just a good way of avoiding all that space right next to the launchers. But again, I'm trying to stay safe, So I'm trying to find a position here where I can fire at the top without exposing myself to danger. So that's our leeway. Now the rooms are going to start filling up with viruses before we enter them. We just had the first one happen. It's also worth mentioning that once all the rooms fill up, my route just sort of goes away, and it's, you know, I have to prioritize not letting any rooms explode. So yeah, we leave that super gun behind for the rest of the run, I think. We take a countermeasure to this room. I'm sure I'm going to take a death after I put the countermeasure down. There it is. And now we take this super gun. Subhype Rudy, thank you so much for the 11-month sub. Much appreciated. Another Partner Plus point. Enjoy the mutant virus run back. Oh man, we lost our foothold. There we go. See, this gun will actually go away if we die. There's another room filling up with viruses. There are still 2 empty ones, though. Subhype Rudy, thank you so much for gifting 5 subs to this awesome community. Much appreciated. Welcome to the slime wall, everyone. Oh, that's interesting. I decided to take out the left side first. They are techs. So we're gonna refrain from flying over to the right if we can help it. I don't remember exactly how that works out, so we'll find out shortly. Thank you so much again, Rudy. I appreciate it. So we're spending a lot of time in this room, which makes me nervous. But again, we have 2 rooms of leeway that can fill up before they can start going critical. Every room has to be full before a room can go critical. Oh, I got too close! And I launched a fireball. I don't remember how I reacted to this. Okay, it dissipated. That was actually fine. Thank goodness. Only 1 room left now that's empty. And it's taking time to shoot through these. I believe this angle will get our shots to the top half. That's what I'm aiming for right now. Yeah, there they go. And now we're going to try the same thing on the bottom half. But that angle's not going to work. try this angle. Doesn't look like that's gonna work either. So I'm just making these small adjustments. But we can't quite find the angle. So I'm trying something different here. And I launched another fireball! This is like disaster! So now I'm stuck on the right side. All the rooms have filled up. I'm getting really nervous. I do not want to blow this lead. But you can see there's very little left. Just a few dots. So it's like maybe I can take them all out with these angle shots. And miraculously, everything took care of itself at the end there. I can't believe I forgot that I launched not one but 2 fireballs. Yeah, they do text. That's the problem. They are evil. So yeah, now we're at the point where any room can start exploding, and I'm not even sure if I'll have time to finish this room before I leave. This is one of those things where you just gotta see how it goes. Gotta make headway. I'm staying away from the potential fireball paths. But we just gained leeway at the top, so here we go. Trying to shoot across to the left. And we're getting there. And there we go. There's our first room that's starting to explode. I didn't remember what I did here, but it looks like I've made the decision to try to finish this room and then dart over there as fast as possible. Because we've already done half of it. Okay, so you can see, yeah, I was very aggressive moving down here. And you can see there's so little left, and it's all in the direction of the doorway I want to use to leave. So I'm definitely fully committed to finishing this room now. Multiple rooms can be flashing at the same time, Matt, yes. Again, I'm not totally certain about the timings, like when they happen, but I've been in that situation where 2 rooms were flashing at the same time. Almost there, but I gotta get in there and finish fast. There we go. Now I have to wait. Oh, never mind. I was gonna say I have to wait for the countermeasure, but we actually use that in a different room. So I leave it there for now, because I need to hurry up and get to this top left room fast. Really, really fast. I don't have time to set up a countermeasure here. We just have to go. And you can see we're already in a situation. There's another room flashing already. So I've got to be really fast. And I imagine what I'm going to do here is just shoot a couple things in this room and then leave immediately. Congratulations, Gabriel. I hope you enjoyed the game. And that's exactly what I do. I just take a few there so that the room isn't exploding, and then I hurry, because again, I do not want to lose this run under any circumstances. And we're only 2 rooms away from the other one, so we know we have time to get there. We also know that that's where one of the 2 countermeasures are for this room. We want to use 2 countermeasures in the center, because you can see there are 2 launch pads there for the enemy. So we're gonna get one from this room. The other is in the top middle room that I just came from, en route to the top left. So yeah, these blobs are very cooperative. This whole room seems, well, very cooperative. And there goes the top layer. There we go. And we got the bottom layer right away. That's fantastic. So we also have a little bit of buffer time before the next room starts exploding. And we've already beaten 5 of the 8 rooms! And look at the time on the clock! This is stellar! So yeah, we take one of the countermeasures, and we place it. It was a little off-center, but I don't think that's a problem. We're gonna go get the other one now. That's a good level to go at, Gabriel. Countermeasure is right here waiting for us. Yeah, I don't know what name you selected, Gabriel, but with the best name, level 19, I think you have an 85% chance of winning. And level 20, oh wow, that was not even close to where I wanted to place it, but again, I think it'll be good enough. Oh, I didn't even realize the Partner Plus displays were overlapping. I was wondering about that. Sorry about that. So we go back and get the super gun. This was the number the Partner Plus points were at before I started streaming tonight. As you can see, there was an enormous jump, which is awesome. I can't thank you guys enough. It looks like this is going to happen for real. So yeah, no other rooms are flashing yet, so I figure now is the time to conquer this room, because we just placed the countermeasures. Might as well. Yeah, can you imagine, DH, if I just lost in level 5? I suppose maybe on the 1st of April I would consider doing something like that, but I would never do it on purpose. It would only be something I'd consider if I actually had a run that lost in the first place. So yeah, despite the placement of the countermeasures, this is working out really well. And again, no room is flashing yet, so I go from worrying about that to suddenly realizing that we have a lot of time and we're gonna make it. No issues with the spawn points at all. I don't know what I was doing there. So, interesting decision here. I realize neither of the rooms are flashing, but I know that one is about to. And there it goes. So I wanted to wait to see which one it was so that I could go and take care of it. So that the idea is that I would know that the other one, you know, we have a buffer before the other one starts flashing. Whereas if I were to have gone straight there, then I think the other one would have started flashing right away. That was the idea. I don't know if it was actually faster. It's It's just what I was thinking in the moment. But yeah, we stopped this one from flashing. Everything's under control. And I tell myself I really want to finish this room before I leave. We should be able to do it, because again, we have that buffer before the next room can start flashing. And I'm just paying attention to my position relative to the launchers. Right now, there's a fireball on the far right that is just surviving, which is great. And I believe there's also a supergun in that final room. In the moment, I was paranoid, like, did I pick up that supergun already? So I wanted to be really careful and not take this countermeasure with me. But it turns out, yeah, there's another supergun in that last room. So you can see why it was fine for me to leave behind the supergun. That fireball's finally gone, so I'm really watching the launchers all around me. And that's it. So what a position we're in. Look at how enormous our lead is. We're going into the final room already. Oh, it just started flashing. That's funny. And we have 7 lives. There are no concerns about lives. It's all about just maintaining the supergun. Find some empty space at the bottom. But, I didn't gain a foothold. Oh, there we go. And I have 1 energy bar left. So we'll take the right half first. And whoop! We switched our superguns, I think. I was looking away for a second. I think we switched them, though. So that's the right half. All that remains is the left and the inner section. Switched red 0 for red 1 and back again, yeah. We gotta avoid this fireball. I've seen this many times. I know it's gonna dissipate when it goes back to the left corner right there. And here comes the same trajectory, so again, we just have to be patient. I try to get some extra shots there and I almost get trapped against a wall. Just trying to finish the run as quickly as possible. I know I have an extra supergun sitting in the corner. And here I decide we're going to make space for us to hide up top, and we did it. All that's left is the inside. We have to watch the launcher. It does not launch towards us. Oh, it does launch towards us! And I knew that was a possibility. I turned around really fast there. I'm prioritizing safety over everything else. I'm ready to dart in here if it shoots to the right. We're so close, just one more line, basically. And I got really aggressive there, got way too close. So there is a super gun in the bottom right, but I realize, hey, look at how little's left. I can finish this with just a normal gun. And I figure that'll be faster than going all the way to the outside. So here we go, the final push. And it all cooperated beautifully. What a run! We improved on every single split, which is amazing. And there you go, 1:16:05 is the new world record. Thank you so much for the GGs, Link, DH, Gainax, Tex, Sackett, Sardius, Anthony, BGB, Squirrels, XR, Scientists, Eat It Once, Code and Data, Malcrios, Royale, Tornado, Hoodie, Codemaster, Aaron, Zerk, thank you so much for the 1165 bits, much appreciated. You are the new bit boss. Thank you Bonbon, Valigar, Lolliot, Peewee, Madelsberger, Chris, Ray, John Mac, and John and Medio, and Keystone. So they just play a Bach two-part invention at the end. This is the third time I've beaten the game on my cartridge. The only Mutant Virus cartridge I've ever seen in person in my life. Thank you DBZ, Gabriel, WMD, Kaylor, thank you so much for rating. Much appreciated. Nice, DH. Thank you, Kaylor. Bach is great for plenty of things. And I learned this piece many years ago. It just plays the whole piece and then it goes silent. So that is the Mutant Virus, everyone. Thank you all so much for watching.